Let's fucking go! Let's fucking go.
All right, welcome aboard. It's time for Sketching the Privateer. I am your host, Joe's Atmosphere, and I hope you're having a good day. It's Valentine's Day, and I figured we'd do something pretty cool today. I had this idea last night. I figured I'd work on something for Foxy for Valentine's Day. So, what I decided to do was to recreate one of my favorite pictures ever drawn in comic books, only use my characters in it, right? I hope you're having a good one. You guys let me know in the chat how you're doing today. Of course, Vince is always here. Hardest working man in the YouTube sphere, as far as I'm concerned. But then again, I'm kind of biased because he's the hardest working wrench on my channel. He says, "Heidi ho to all you nerds and nerdettes." And he said, "Let's fucking go." Because he can't get enough of this particular video right here.
Let's fucking go! Let's fucking go.
Yeah, he just can't get enough of that, man. Let me tell you. Okay, so let me break this down for you. Last night I was, I was thinking, Valentine's Day. What am I going to do on this show? And the Royal Fox and the Privateer don't really get together till later on in the book. But I decided what I would do was I would go ahead and put together one of my favorite pieces of artwork. And what I'm talking about here, guys, hang on a second. Let me bring this up for you. Okay. This, the particular piece of artwork I'm talking about comes from, it comes from this issue of Amazing Spider-Man. It's Amazing Spider-Man 143. As you can see, hang on, let's see if I can zoom in on this thing. Yeah, I can zoom in on it. Of course, it's drawn by my favorite artist of all time, Ross Andrew. And the big bad in its name is Cyclone. And he really doesn't, this is kind of a tease. He doesn't show up till the end of the book. But Peter has to go to Paris to cover something for the Bugle, right? And let me get that comment off of there. Let's see. Oh, well, we're not done with the comments yet. We'll get back to that in a second. Hang on. We got to recognize somebody else that's in the chat. And of course, you know this guy because he gets his own video, because you can't tell what his name is from his moniker on YouTube. You just can't tell what it is. But we know what it is.
There are some who call me Tim.
That's right. Tim is in the house. Good to see you, man. He says, hail. He says, I'm off today. Cool. Let's see who else we got here. Low Spec Linux Gaming. The Penguin is in the house. Dude, if you're not watching his channel, he has a lot of fun. You guys need to go check him out. He doesn't look anything like I thought he would. I could party with this dude all day. For sure. I love your gaming streams, man. He's playing through KOTOR right now. Guys, if you're a big Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic fan, go check it out. He's running it on computer with mods and stuff. So go check him out for sure. And of course, Martin Acosta Santana is here. He says, greetings, my excellent friends. And he says, hello, Joe. I guess it being Valentine's Day, I guess I could try to do the droopy dog voice the entire show, but that would take too much concentration, and I'm not doing that. Anyway, good to see you, Martin. I hope you guys are having a great day. Let me know if you've seen Captain America. Let me know what you thought of Falcon America. And I haven't watched it yet. I'm kind of torn. I may have to go see this in the theater. Just some of the things, our circle of the world could get kind of hypercritical sometimes. But, it sounds like it's a Hulk movie. That's what it sounds like to me, but I don't know. But I may have to watch it just to review it. So, anyway. But anyway, what I'm working on here, guys, check this out, man. I got this idea last night because I couldn't sleep, much like my man Vince. My man Vince said, surprisingly, me. I asked him, what's up, Vince, earlier. He said, surprisingly, me only had about 2 to 3 hours sleep. That's about all I got last night, too. For some reason, that first night at the house when I'm working, oh my God, KOTOR 2 now, ready to leave Paragus? Okay, you go, Low Spec. But then again, you've played it a lot more than me. It took me 20 episodes to do the first one before it got glitched on me. But anyway, so this is an Amazing Spider-Man issue from it's either the late 70s or early 80s. Seeing the price, I would say that's probably the late 70s. If I looked it up real quick, I guess I could find it, but I don't want to do that. I don't want to waste too much time. We only got an hour to work here. So anyway, the big bad in it is the Cyclone. But what this issue is known for is it's the first time that MJ and Peter kiss. He's at the airport going to Paris to cover a story, right? Let's see. Do I have the picture here? Yes, I put it right here. And this is it. This is the famous panel right here. This is the first kiss between Mary Jane Watson and Peter Parker. And like I said, I've always loved Ross Andrews stuff. I always thought he drew the coolest Peter Parker there was, man. I really like his work. And look, Robbie's over here grinning. You see this shit over here? Look at this dude. Yeah, right? I mean, voyeur. He's being a voyeur. Maniac. But anyway, you see that he's got his camera and everything, and she, of course, calls him Tiger and all that stuff, right? 1975, Vince says. 1975. Okay, it was mid-70s. Man, that was a long time ago. Good Lord. I was 10 years old when this comic came out, but I got it. Fresh off the rack, man. But anyway, this is well after the Gwen Stacy saga and all that stuff. So what I figured we'd do is I would recreate this using Procreate. That's what I was thinking. Oh, only make it me and Foxy, right? Now, let me show you real quick. I think I have them ready to pull up. Yeah, I do. Hang on. Here we go. All right. That is an old picture of us when I was a bartender. You see the big Miller Lite bottle back there. Now, I had to reverse it, so That is the picture actually reverse. That's the original. And then just to show you, I had a babe for a wife. I still have a babe for a wife. Let me rephrase that. I still have a babe for a wife. But that's what we looked like back in the day. That was us partying at the Malibu Beach Club. I think I was working there then. I was a bartender back in the day. So let's see. Today that would be the next issue of Gwen after Gwen's death. Really? Today that would be the next issue. Yeah. Okay, I get your point. Yeah, they'd be messing it up, wouldn't they? But anyway, that is what we looked like back then. So I've got the pictures for references, and I'm gonna put together that picture, and I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna try doing it all digitally instead of, usually what I do is I sketch, and then I take a picture of the sketch and put it on here. I'm gonna try doing it from the beginning. Let's see. I think the easiest way to do this would be to copy one of these and then get rid of it. Let's see if I can do that. Select. We'll take that one. I haven't done much work on that one, right? Duplicate. Okay, there we go. And we'll change the name of it. Let's see. Maybe I can rename it inside the thing or something. Let me get rid of that. Okay. I know I've renamed these things before. Oh well. No big. But anyway, what we're going to do is we're going to get rid of that one. And we're going to clear this one. Now, clear that one because, it's not. But we're going to change the name of this one to Pencil. Let's see. Rename. And we're going to call it Pencil. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to do it with just a little bit lighter black. Make it kind of a gray. You know what I mean? So let's see if we can do it here. Let's get up in here. It looks like it's about right here, huh? I like that. I think that'll work. I think that will work. Okay, so we're going to use that as a picture, and we're going to use Bakersfield, as our pencil. Okay, so let's get the references in here so you guys can see what I'm doing. We want that one over here. I got these together so we can look at it together while we're doing this. And then we want that one up here as well. And what we'll do is we'll stack them. That looks good right there. Okay, so we've got both the pictures, and then I'm going to draw it, guys. That's what I'm going to do. Let me see. You guys let me know if the music's too loud or whatever. And let's see. What's Vince saying? A lot of promiscuity in those days. Hey, man, let me tell you, we were young. Stop it. That was right around the turn of the century. We were dating in 2000s. So yeah. In the year 2000. That's when it was. Let's see. Try holding the push. Go maybe get a sub menu. I'm not sure what you're talking about there. I was probably saying something, but I don't remember what it was. Music is good. Okay, cool. I think I've got it on. Shuffle. Yeah, I believe it's on. Okay. Yeah, it's on. Okay, but anyway, that's what I'm going to work on today. So, what I tell people when they're starting drawings is I always tell them, look, draw what you see, right? So what we're going to do, I'm just going to get the forms down real quick. But I am going to change it just a tad bit, I think. I think I'm going to change it just a tad bit. Let's see. We got Pete right here. And this is just basic sketching right now, guys. And yeah, I could take this one right here. Right? I could take that one right there and make it and just put it as a level in here and just trace over it. But I don't like tracing. I think that the act of tracing is, it's kind of cheap, if you ask me. So we're going to just put this in here this way. Let's see. Actually, we don't want it to be that high, I don't think. Hang on. I had already imagined what the backdrop's going to be. And I think the backdrop is going to be his ship. They're going to be on the deck of his ship, and maybe the wheel behind them. Also, she's a sorcery character, right? If you look at her her solo action pose, she's a sorceress, right? So what I was thinking was having like a magical swirl around them, in the final product and everything. So let's take a look. Let's see what we get into here. Preview, share, duplicate, delete. Now I want to rename it. That's what I want to do. Hang on. I think I can do that, but let's get rid of the select thing. I think you just do this to rename it, or maybe it's that right there. There it is. Okay, I knew I could do it. Just gonna name it Kiss. Okay, done. All right, so we're gonna go in here, make sure we got all. Okay, we're good to go. So yeah, I need to draw it more to the center of the page, right? Maybe we'll have this as a big splash page one of these days. This was this took up like 2/3 of the page it was on, if I remember correctly. I could pull it up here in a minute, but I'd rather get to work on this. And I know you guys are saying, wow, he's drawing like I do. He's drawing stickmen. No, I'm just drawing what I see. Now, one thing I do want to change is well, no, I'm not going to change that. We'll go ahead and keep that the way it is. She's got her hands wrapped around each other on top of him there. Right? But we're definitely going to be drawing it a little different. We got her face here. Whoop! Changed over to erase. Gotta watch that. So her face is here. And of course, she's not going to have straight hair. Now, you've seen the Royal Fox. She's going to have some crazy ass hair, right? And of course, she's going to have the top hat on too, right? And the ears. All right, she's going to have the ears coming out. But basically, I'm following this. You guys see what I'm doing here. I know I showed you the Stabbity Bunny cover that one time, right? Let's see. What do we got here? Vince says, okay, brain is kind of mushy today. Yeah, mine is. Not the emotional mushy scrambled. Yeah, absolutely. Black Foxy Magic. Yeah, exactly, man. But actually, hers is green. Hers is she's the the earthly type good witch, right? Let's see. Wolvie is here. Maniac, how you doing, man? If that's who I think it is that Wolverine Schnick? Did you change your name, dude? Is that who that is? What's going on, man? Good to see you. But anyway, of course, she's going to look a little different, but we want to get the hands and everything in the same places. Now, you got Peter's hand. I'm just going to put it all together here, but we'll split it up when we draw it. I'm basically just doing this to get the proportions down, and then we'll change everything. I do love his hand right here. Look, guys, you want to see how to draw hands and stuff like that? Ross Andrew is one of the best to ever do it, man. Look at this shit here, dude. And this is just, one panel that he did. I mean, look at Robbie's hands holding the paper. Each joint is defined and everything. You see his fingertips and her hands. I may have to call him on the little bit of man hands here, though. I mean, that's kind of big. That's kind of big, and you don't have the thumb going under there, but that's okay. But this hand right here, I've always dug, man. That right there, because I think he had been in a fight in the issue before, and he still had the bandage on it. That's what's going on there. But anyway, the privateer is going to have a glove on, and that's all going to change. We're just basically doing the outline right now, and then we'll do all the details later. But I always loved the way he defined the brow. Love that, and the way he did Pete's hair. I thought Pete's hair looked cool as shit in every panel that he did. Look, he's my favorite artist ever, man. He's my favorite comic book artist ever. I love the guy. I think he's freaking fantastic. But anyway, okay. Let's get this a little bit smaller here so I can see the boots. That's what I need to see is the boots. Okay, so we're going to go with, where did we leave off? Yeah, the arm, and then his hand is right here, almost at her elbow. It's kind of right at the beginning of her. And then we've got his jacket. Let's see. Let's go ahead and put the rest of her arm in there. And then the lapel, that's good to see. Lapel of the jacket. And then we've got the arm. Of course, his epaulette's going to be right here, right? I could go ahead and put that little symbol in there, because it's going to be draped over his shoulder, right? And that elbow comes out to here. And then I'm not worried about erasing any of that stuff. I'm just drawing what I see. And when I go back, that's when I do my erasing and tightening things up. Okay. We got the rest of her jacket. And this is all going to change. I'm just doing this for proportion right now. And now here's what's going to change. I'm going to have, of course, she's going to have a tail. You know that. She's a Fox character, right? Do that. But I'm going to have, okay, let's go ahead and finish drawing it, and I'll show you the changes I'm going to make. Don't even worry about the camera. We just want to get the jacket in there. All right. It flipped the friggin' erase. Stop it. Don't do that. Okay. And then we've got his waist. All right. And that's another thing I dug about the way he drew stuff. Some of his stuff, he just made it very simple. Like this leg here, the bottom part of Pete's leg, it's just a simple curved line. And I'm going to try and achieve the same thing with my art. What I'm worried about with my art is that I'm putting too much detail in it, you know? That's what I worry about with mine. I'm worried I'm going to put too much detail in it. But anyway, let's go ahead and get this in here. But I love the power stance he has there to hold her up and everything. We're going to keep that way. But here's, well, let's go ahead and just draw it. Here's her legs. he really knew how to draw the female form too. He really did. Love his stuff, man. But we've got the bottom of the boot. And of course, it went back to a race again. Okay. Let's see. Let's get the bottom of his foot. Let's get his foot here. And then we'll come this way. Get her leg. I'm going to go ahead and draw it in here because one of them is going to stay like that, but I'm going to have the other one hiked up. You know, because she's an animal, right? So what we're going to do is we're going to have that leg kind of up on his hip kind of thing. Not wrapping around him, but she's definitely going to have it up in the air. That's the big change I'm going to make in this picture. Because she's an animal, you know? She's going to want to grab a hold of him, right? Okay, that's his boot. Here's hers. My gosh, it keeps wondering. For some reason, even though I've got this glove on, it wants to flip. When you get down around the edge, it wants to change to a race. I don't know why that is. It just did it again. Stop it. Okay. So, let's get the bottom of that boot in there. And she does wear boots, so that's going to work. And look at this. Look where I started, and look, I'm almost down to the bottom of the page. So, using this drawing as a reference, this is my start, right? And I'll get the details in here later, but her other foot's going to come up like this, and that boot's going to be pointed down, right? With the heel on it. That's what I'm feeling like is going to be a good pose. What do you guys think? That's what I'm going to go with right there. I like the way that looks. Of course, we got to work on the proportions and everything, but that is the starting sketch. Let's see. And do not copy Rob Liefeld. Right? Don't do that. How else are you going to chase tail? That's it, bro. That's it. Exactly. Just noticed I was a minute behind on comments, but you do take your time reading them anyway. Yes, I do. I mean, well, think about it. I don't have a producer. Vince, if you want to produce my shows, I'll give you the stuff to come back here and do it if you want to. But I don't. I'm a one-man show, guys. So, yeah, I might let the comments go a little bit, you know, sometimes. But anyway, okay, now let's look at what changes we want to make to this picture. Let's put a couple more details in there. I do want to know, I do like what the lapels on the jacket are, so I want to get that marked in here. I do like that a lot because he wears a trench coat. Now, his trench coat's going to be a lot longer than this guy's coat, right? Plus, he's got epaulets, he's got the split cape, all that good stuff. Plus, if we're going to put anything else in here, we've really got to move this around. So what we're going to do is, let's get this full-sized, and then let's see what tools we can use to move this where we need to move it. I want to move it up and make it a little bit smaller, right? Okay, so let's see what tools we can use to do it. There should be an alpha grab on here somewhere. Let's see. Here it is. There, look at that. All I did was tap that, and it showed up. Let me get that where I can manipulate it. Okay. I think if I just take my pencil and move, look at that. It's moving just fine. That's awesome. Let's get them centered a little bit on this thing. And then we're gonna, do we want to change the size? I don't think we do. I think that size is good. We just needed to get it up off the bottom of it, right? And we'll worry about the backdrop later. I just want to, because we can do the whole backdrop on a different layer. You know what I'm saying? That's the beauty of these layers. I got to thinking about it the other day, and I told you draw from the back forward. Yes, that's true. But with the layers that we have, I can do the whole backdrop on one layer and, do whatever I want with it, on the front layer. So that's something I can do it on the sketches when I take the picture, but okay. So we got that where we want it. That's great. That's awesome. See, we're learning how to use this thing as we go. All I did was hit the arrow thing and it automatically did an alpha grab. That's what we call an alpha grab when it grabs everything on the picture that you've drawn. Doesn't grab the blank. Sometimes an alpha grab will grab all actually, no, this is a select. The alpha grab would be the entire thing, even the blank spots. Let's see. Me as producer would probably get your channel banned. Nice. Hey, you never know. All I had to do was tab that and it showed up. Yeah, I had a girlfriend like that. God, man, you guys are sickos. You crazy? But yeah, I'm a sicko too, but that's okay. Anyway, all right, so we got the sketch started now. We do want his hat. That's his signature, is the hat, right? We got to have his hat. Let's zoom in a little bit here. And what we're going to do with this part is we're going to go ahead with some details, right? And we can draw over this and then come back to it. First of all, my hair, boys and girls. Oh, get rid of that. My hair. Put the ear in there. The muscle there at the neck. Chin line. Yeah, that looks good. And then we'll his sideburns. He's got the big sideburns. So they're going to go all the way down to his chin line, right? And then come up this way with the hair. And we're not going to see most of that because his hat is going to be there. All right, let's think about this before we do that. We want to go here, across. Let's take a look at his forehead. Yeah, that's going to have to go farther across. Hang on. Like I said, we're just sketching, but I want it to be kind of close. Now I know what you're thinking. How can they kiss like this with hats on? Believe me, it's possible. But anyway, his hat's going to be like that. Oh, damn it. Switch to erase. And come in here with the eraser and get rid of some of this. Now, here's the thing. That's using this picture, but we want it to look like my face, right? So we're going to go ahead and do a little fusion here. Here's the forehead, and there's my face right here. And plus, this is the side with his, let's see. Hang on. Pop it back out here. Okay. So his forehead's going to come right here. And we may be changing proportions as we go. We want to show that brow. And we want to show the eyebrow for sure. And mine is right there, like that. And then you've got This is the eye patch side. So he's going to have this on there. And he's going to have the string going across the back. Get rid of the hair. Not going to say it. Let me tell you something, bro. There better be at least a landing strip. I don't hang out with kids. If you understand what I'm talking about. Let's see. And this is actually going to be different. Because as you can see on this picture here, which is what I'm going to use for our faces, right? Because I want to recreate this, but I want it to look like me and Foxy, right? So I'm going to flip. You see she's dipped to the left, but in this picture, you know, Foxy's dipped to the right, right? So we're going to change that too. So her nose is going to go over the top of my face, right? So let's come in here and do that. Let's get a little bit of that in there. And we've got to show that right here. All right. Instead of being rounded, mine's more coming to the other direction. It's curving over instead of under. So we'll do that, and we'll pull this. We'll do it just like this. And oh man, this is perfect because Pete's just wearing a t-shirt in this picture, right? Whereas in the picture I'm wearing, I actually had a tux on that night. I think this was a New Year's Eve that I actually had off because, you know, we were about to get married, and I'll have the collar on here for the shirt, right? Stop it. And then, yeah, this is perfect. I will just take this whole section right here and do it up like the picture, right? And then her face goes over mine at that point, right? So, but it's backed up a little bit. So let's show that. Let's see. Here's my eye, and then we've got here. Let me zoom in on this so you guys can see it. Okay. So we got the patch, and that pretty much it goes with my cheekbone and everything, right? Back to friggin' erasing. Stop that. Okay. So her nose is going to come in right about here and come out there. And then the lip lock is right there. And then her chin comes out here. And I almost want to change this to where my hands on her face. I love that. But I'm going to stick with, so you can recognize it as the classic, you know, Peter Parker and Mary Jane picture. I'm going to keep it like this. So I'll go ahead and use the Mary Jane picture as a reference to do the rest of it. Now, her nose is there. Her nostril here. And remember, she's going to have the fox nose, right? So the bottom side of it's going to be black from the tip down. That's going to be black right along her nostril. I'll work out those details later, but that's what's going on right there. Then we've got, she's not a true furry, okay? She doesn't have a fox's head. She's got more of a human face, but she still has the black tip nose, right? And she's going to have the, hang on, I'll show you. She's going to have the whiskers coming off, right? She's going to have that. And then her eye comes in right about here, right? See the eyelashes? Let's put that in there. And then that's her eyelid because her eyes are closed, right? And then her eyebrow is right there. So yeah, that's looking about right. Boy, that's coming out good. And then up, and then her hair starts, and I'm gonna make it look a lot like her real hair there, and she's gonna have some curls going to the front. So yeah, that looks good. And then she's gonna have now her top hat is going to be turned towards us. Since she's tilting towards us, her top hat is going to be towards us, right? And I'll work this out later on, but it'll be in front of the privateer's hat. Now you got to remember, his is a tri-cornered hat, right? So we want to show that. We want to show that it's going to have the flap in the back, right? And the one to the other side, you can actually put something in there to show that, right? I'll work on his hat more later, but definitely got to get her ears in there, and that is, I've got to look at one of the other pictures for her ears. Okay. Yeah, they're up high. Okay, got it. See, I want to maintain the same look throughout. Okay, so let's see what we got here. So her ears are going to come from the jawline, and that's a good jawline right there. I like that. And the ears are going to come here and go up and around like this, right? Because they're going to come in right here, right about where her hairline is. Like that. And then the rest of it's going to be hair, right? And her hair is going to come right down here. Let's get the eraser so you guys can see what I'm talking about. Right in here. Yeah, that's looking good right there. I like that. So you see all this mess. Now you got to come in and clean up some of the mess so you can see what you want done, right? Now, her brow is right there. That's good. And then her top hat's going to come here. Oh, damn it. Her top hat is going to come right in here. But the ear is in front of it, right? So don't forget about that. Her ears actually come through the bill of the top hat, like this. All right. There's a little bit of the bill of the hat that kind of, there's holes in it for her ears, right? Really? You're not going to do it today? Well, it doesn't matter. It's a sketch. Hang on. That may be too tall. We'll take a look at it. Yeah, that's too tall. But you see what I'm looking for. I want it to flare out, right? So yeah, there's the beginning of the Valentine's Day picture of the Royal Fox and the Privateer, striking the classic pose of Mary Jane Watson and Peter Parker. My favorite superhero, Spider-Man. What's up? So we got the beginning started. What do you guys think? What do you think? You think she's gonna like it when I'm done with it? What do you think? And look, guys, I can do this kind of stuff for you if you want to get it done. All you have to do is go to my website. It's and I'm sure Nick, or excuse me, listen to me, Nick. Vince is already hard at work getting he already put all the links to everything in the chat. But if you go to joesatmosphere.com, you will see my little trailer, right? up there. And actually, for some reason, sometimes it doesn't work. If you have settings set up to where it won't play videos, that's what it'll look like. But it's got my logo up top. But you'll see a thing down here. Do you have a question? You hit that, and you can start a conversation with me. It goes to my email. So this is just a simple GoDaddy site. It's the first site I ever made. But you can go there. You can see my entire schedule, a little bit about me, my history, that kind of thing, my streaming schedule. And I've got it to where I can get the merch store started. I just haven't started that part yet. But you can email me down at the bottom about commissions. Okay? So, but the easiest way to do it is just go to the site and hit that little question box right there. And you can send me what you want to get done. And we will talk about it, how much it'll cost you and all that good stuff. Okay? But anyway, what do you guys think? You think that's a cool idea that I came up with? I thought it was neat, man. Of course, I'm a big Spider-Man nut. And like I said, if you don't know who Ross Andru is, he's famous for, let me show you real quick. His two most famous pieces of artwork are covers. The first one being Amazing Spider-Man 129. And if you are a big Spider-Man nut, you know which one that is. It's the first appearance of the Punisher. Okay. It's that one right there. He did that cover right there. Okay. And then, wow, rare find, $5,000 for this book. It's an expensive book because it's the first appearance of the Punisher. He made his trivia. The Punisher's first appearance was in The Amazing Spider-Man. That's right. The greatest comic book ever made. And then the other one was the first crossover between DC and Marvel. Spider-Man. It might be Superman versus Spider-Man. I think they put Superman top bill versus Spider-Man. Yeah, there it is. 1976. That is probably his most famous piece of artwork right there. Is the cover of the first crossover between Marvel and DC. Battle of the Century, Superman versus Spider-Man. But anyway, yeah, that's my boy. That's my favorite comic book artist of all time, Ross Andru. And I just got to thinking, what in comics says, Valentine's Day? There's another one. I think it's their wedding cover. I think Ross Andru did that one too. Let me see if I can find. I think that's from my senior year in high school. Let's see. Spider-Man. I'm just gonna put Spider-Man wedding cover. I'm sure it's gonna have different things. That's not the one. This is it right here. That one. Damn it. Back up. That one's by Ross Andru. That's his work right there. Giant sized annual. Yeah. There's also a really cool one. He did some great covers, man. Look, I love the guy. I could talk about Ross Andru all day long. He did some great stuff. I don't know if he's alive or dead. I've never seen him on a Comic-Con circuit or anything, but I'd love to meet the guy. He's my favorite that I've ever seen do it. He just made it very simple, and he made Spider-Man look, the action he did these multiple different, Spider-Man can move really fast, and the way he'd show him jump around was just show different things in the same panel of him all over the place, and it was really cool looking. Let's see. Vince says, bet Foxy will like it. Yeah, she'll dig it. But will she know it's that Spider-Man image? Yeah, she does. She knows what I'm doing. She knows everything about me, man. We're in May this year on the 16th. We are celebrating 24 years together. So yeah, she knows everything about me. Let's see. Love the Punisher, man. And Ross Andru's the guy that came up with him. Yep. Batman and company have blood on their hands from the criminals that eventually escape. Not so for Frankie boy. Look, my favorite moments. Oh, he says congrats. Yeah, hey man, nothing to it. I love the woman. She's freaking awesome. But my favorite moment in the Daredevil series was in season 2 when they're on the roof and they're going back and forth about killing this guy, right? The guy they've been questioning, and he's pretty much pounded Daredevil into submission. He's got him tied up, and he basically tells him, you can't. Daredevil says you can't kill people, man. You know, and he looks at him and goes, "Dude, you're a half measure. I get things done." You know, it's one of the greatest moments in that show, dude. Yeah, Frank Castle's a beast. He's awesome. But anyway, yeah, I hope you like it. I will show you the finished product next week, including the entire, sketch video and everything. You know how that goes. But right now, let me clue you into what's going on with the channel, as we always do, boys and girls. You know that you're watching the Valentine's Day edition of Sketching the Privateer. You can watch me work on my comic book every week at 1 p.m. Central Time on Fridays. So come check us out, man. And then 8 p.m. Central Time tonight, you want to go check out John and the crew. It's most of the guys that are usually here on Wednesdays. I'm not there because I work on Thursday and Friday nights, but go check out John as he plays Fallout, Tale of Two Wastelands on Gaming Night with John on Pop Culture Minefields channel. Martin will be there too, so you guys go check it out. And then the triumphant return of the Brothers Hack the Matrix this Sunday at 6 p.m. Central Time. It's everything you need to know about the clown show that is 2025 through today's headlines. The Brothers Hack the Matrix every Sunday at 6 p.m. And then, of course, I've got a bunch of homework to do this weekend. I've got to watch a mini series from Finland, apparently, for Monday's Military Monday. The Finnish TV series Conflict. And I think they spell it with a K on the friggin' on the actual TV show. I'm not sure. But I started watching it the other night. I found it, and it doesn't have subtitles. And what's funny is half of it's in Finnish. So, or whatever language it is they speak in Finland, Norwegian, whatever. I don't know. Anyway, we're going to check it out this Monday at 10 a.m. Central Time. We're going to talk about it. Gary, Martin, Anima, and myself, and whoever else decides to come by. This Monday at 10 a.m. Central Time on Pop Culture Minefields channel. And then It's Only Talking Roll usually comes your way at 4 p.m. Central Time on Monday. He's not having a show this Monday, but if you haven't seen it yet, go watch the show they did on the Sinbad movies. It was a great show. I couldn't be there for it, but I definitely want you to go check that one out. Loved those Ray Harryhausen classics with the stop-start animation. They were using that kind of animation, by the way, all the way up until Empire Strikes Back, the second Star Wars movie. So you guys go check that out. His show is on at 4 p.m. Central Time, usually on Mondays. But like I said, he's not doing a show this week. And then Tuesday, Papa Joe Gamer After Dark, Video Games, Cocktails, and Fails comes your way. And, of course, we're starting Mass Effect 2 this Tuesday at 10 p.m. Central Time. So grab a cocktail and come join me at 10 p.m. Central Time on Tuesday as we start Mass Effect 2 on Papa Joe Gamer After Dark. And then, of course, the Pop Culture Show. Everything you need to know about pop culture, movies, TV shows, all that stuff. And we check in on the status of the show's girlfriend, Sydney Sweeney, every Wednesday at 5:30 p.m. Central Time for State of the Atmosphere. You guys come check us out then. And then it's right back around to Friday at 1 p.m. Central Time for Sketching the Privateer. So, for myself, the hardest working wrench in the business, Mr. Vince. Let's see. He says, congrats. He said, Frank's targets don't reoffend. No, they don't. Laugh out loud. I'm pretty sure it's Finnish. Yeah. I just can't. I don't know. I don't know what languages they speak in Northern Europe. I don't know. Be there or be square. He says like and subscribe. And he says cheerio, guys and gals. See you next time. And stay nerdy, everybody. And have yourself a great weekend. And you know what I'm going to tell you? I'm going to tell you like I always do. I want you guys to be good. Like, share, subscribe. All that good stuff. Go. If you want a piece of my artwork, man, you guys can always go to the website, joesatmosphere.com, just like you see on the page there. It's an F instead of a PH.com, and order something. I'll be glad to do it for you, man. I'll ship it anywhere. Hell, Kristen DeLorme's got one of my portraits hanging in this house. So I want you guys to be good to each other. And until we see you again, I want you guys to keep on keeping on. God bless. If it'll start the video. Oh, I see. Here we go. Yes, there it is. We'll see you next time. Keep on keeping on, and God bless.